a large chunk of the metro has a really messy morning ahead. And we have a team of people to help get you going and keep you safe. Keely and Courtney are on the roads. Brianna is keeping an eye on the bigger traffic picture. But let's start with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi and where conditions stand now. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, and really appreciate that lead-in because we're talking about not only a fair bit of snowfall, but of course this is leading right into the morning commute, and that is making the snow extra disruptive on this Friday morning. In fact, let's kind of measure it for you here in the 90s backyard. We've been doing that over the last hour, and we've picked up now. We are now at 7.5 inches of snow, closing in on 8 inches of accumulation for us here in the 9 News backyard. That's the reason why we have that weather impact alert that runs through about 8 a.m. So the snow, not long to go until that snow does come to a close for us here in the Denver area, but still for the next hour or two, that snow will be coming down. We'll probably add on another inch or two before all is said and done for us across most of the metro area. We are starting to see those first signs of the snow letting up. We're starting to pull in some drier air from the north, but we're not done yet for us here across the metro area. That snow will hold on the longest across the south metro, so that would be Castle Rock and south and east towards Kiowa, as well as Franktown. That's where that snow will hold on a little bit longer than the immediate metro area. And those overall headlines, once that snow stops, it's going to turn sunny, and it's going to stay sunny for quite a while with those warmer temperatures just around the corner. I'll have details on all that for you in my full forecast in just a few minutes. But Brianna, I would imagine that this snow is leading to quite a bit in the way of disruptions out there on the roads.
Yeah, a lot of folks are going to have a dicey commute. We have literally tracked a handful of crashes. The latest crash actually just happened right now within the last 5 minutes. This is in Lakewood, and I was talking about the Lakewood area because I had to drive through there through 6th Avenue, and it was some places had deep snow covered areas, and you could see slick road conditions. Now we know it's one vehicle involved right along 6th Avenue for those heading out the door. Not far from that camera, we have Garrison and 6th Avenue. We saw a vehicle also spun out. It already left the roadway, but you could see it's causing some major backups on those east and westbound lanes of 6th Avenue. So again, you guys, you definitely want to take it easy this morning or probably stay home until the snowplows can get through these major interstates. So I do want to switch things over to our main maps real quick. Some good news, that 285 corridor between Bailey and Jefferson just reopened. That's according to CDOT crews. So I do want to get to your drive times real quick before you head out the door. If you're taking I-25 from 144th down to 76th, you're looking at a 13-minute drive, and you could see those speed times are slower than usual, and that's because people are taking it nice and slow. So northbound I-25 from I-25 heading up to I-225, you're looking at a 24-minute drive. Now I do want to send things over to our Keely Chalmers. She's on the west side of town along I-70 and Kipling. Keely, what are you seeing on your end? Because we've seen a lot of crashes up and down I-70 as well.
Oh yeah, no question. It is slick. The interstate snow covered. I'm going to go ahead and switch around the camera to give you a look at it. We just came from the Commerce City area where we just drove through basically a crash that had just happened. 3 cars involved, spun around, hitting the guardrails. And we've seen several law enforcement officials out on the roadways as well. So certainly slow going. You can see that the roadway is snow covered. It actually seems like it's improving a bit. We have seen convoys of plows out, no question. But the speeds, I think we topped out 35, maybe 40 miles an hour, probably going about 30 miles an hour right now. We originated in Boulder, came down 36 towards Denver. It wasn't too bad in the Boulder area, certainly snowing, don't get me wrong, and the road's a little slick, but once we got to Westminster, the snow picked up. The roads got certainly more dicey as the snow got thicker as well. Of course, we're staying north of the metro area where the snow total's not quite as big as south of the metro, but I want to make it clear the roads are still bad here, even with just an inch or two, certainly slick. You can tell that the roadway has been plowed, but again, it is still just slick out here. Even 4-wheel drives are slipping around. So again, take it very slow. The road's not great right now, and again, we've been stressing this. If you can, just maybe get to work a little bit later after the snow stops and the roads improve. That would be your best bet. But if you have to head out, make sure you take it very, very slow. I know Courtney, you and my colleague, is down south of the metro where more snow has fallen. And Courtney, how are the roads down there?
Hey, good morning, Keely. Yeah, we're on I-25 southbound heading towards Castle Rock, and our top speed today has probably been about 40 miles per hour, which is how it should be. And I have Grandpa Joe over here to thank. He is our photojournalist extraordinaire, Joe Swanson. He's always driving very cautiously and very slowly, and I'm very thankful for him today because take a look at the roads. It is a mess out here. Our average speed, again, about 40-45 miles per hour. It's honestly kind of a free-for-all out here because you can't see the lines. You can't make out where your lanes are. It is slick, so take it slow. Those on and off ramps are probably the worst part of all of this. Those get really slick and they kind of are an incline or a decline sometimes, so they can take you by surprise. Take those very slowly. It's the wild, wild west out here on the roads, making your morning commute not worth it if you don't have to be out here. If you can work from home, definitely do that. And we have been seeing some snow plows out here as well. They have a tough job ahead of them today. The accumulation keeps falling down on the roads. It's still snowing out here. It's still coming down. So just know that you're going to have to deal with a mess out here if you are going to be driving anywhere today. I would just hunker down. If it were me, if I had the choice, I'd be hunkering down today and maybe getting cozy. But now we're going to head over to our man in the mountains, Matt Renew. Matt, it is yucky down here. How much of a mess is it up there? What are you seeing?
It's yucky, Courtney, and it's been yucky for days, depending on your point of view. Driving-wise, yucky. Skiing-wise, incredible, because the snow has been consistent over the past week here in the high country. You can see right now, step out of the way, closed right now here at the tunnels, both directions, because at the top of the hour with Loveland Pass closed, they're allowing the hazmat trucks to swing through the tunnels, and so that's going to hold up traffic a little bit at the top of the hour when you're trying to get to the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnel. So everyone's just waiting for those hazmat trucks to get through the tunnel, and then they'll open things back up. In the meantime, here's another thing you can see a lot of right now in the high country. Spin the camera around here. A lot of semis getting a little help this morning as they get pulled out of the snow. Driving up to the tunnels, saw about 3 or 4 semis kind of spinning out and stuck along the sides of the roads. 1 or 2 cars as well, and so this has been a common sight in the high country this morning and really for the past several days as we've gotten a fairly decent amount of snow in the mountains, at least 7-8 inches overnight. The storm really hitting yesterday afternoon and then coming back on this morning, but over the past 7 days, a good 3.5 feet for the ski areas. It's been a significant amount of snow on the season, about 20 feet for Breckenridge and Copper Mountain in the ski areas around Summit County. So another round of snow falling in the high country. Reporting from Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, I'm Matt Renew, 9 News. Lauren, Corey, here's a bright idea. Drive slow in the mountains today.
Wow, that was a good one,
advice.
Matt.
It's good advice, yes. Travel is tough. However, Matt, the kid in me, wants to just run and jump into the beautiful pile of like snow that looks like whipped cream there off to the left side of the screen. Look at that.
Look at that, look at that. Let's just do it. Let's just run in there and see what happens.
His jeans and everything.
Yes.
Oh, bravo, Matt.
Look at that.
Friday clothes material forever. There it is. Now
You delivered.
Snow Angel, yep. There. Oh, he's going to be so mad at me the rest of the morning. He's going to be so cold. Matt, we love you so much. Go dry off.
Toasty warm.
Totally. Yeah.
Hope he has an extra pair of pants.
I know. All right. Oh, look at his hair. You're a trooper, Matt. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Good work.
Right now, the weather outside is giving kids a reason to sleep in a bit this morning. More than a dozen delays are scrolling right now at the bottom of your screen. Among the larger districts on that list this morning, Dougco schools closed today. They called a snow day. Cherry Creek, Aurora, and Jeffco schools are all on a delay this morning. You can find that full list on our website at 9news.com/closings. Now, absent from the list as of now, Denver Public Schools. We've checked their websites and their social media pages and found no mention of a delay for kids. Where Denver is concerned, that district has told us before it tries to make decisions about delays or closures as early as possible. They want to give parents time to come up with a plan. The district leadership and transportation team make that decision.
Denver's cold weather shelter plan is still active and it will stay that way through tomorrow morning. Adults can go to the Denver Rescue Mission or Samaritan House on Lawrence Street. There's also space for families with kids at Urban Peak on South Okoma Street. Overflow shelter sites are also open at the Crossroads Shelter on 29th Street and the St. Charles Rec Center on Lafayette. The city says with warmer temperatures on the way, it will deactivate its shelter plan at 11 tomorrow morning. While you hopefully stay warm and dry inside, inside. Stay with us to keep you up to speed on everything happening outside. We'll have more coverage for you on 9 News Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free. You can also keep it right here throughout the morning for the latest conditions. We also want to see what you are seeing this morning. Even if it's just a photo showing maybe the view from your window, text us all of your photos. You can send those to 303-871-1491. We'll be sharing some of your photos throughout the newscast.
New this morning, police in Denver have 3 stabbings to solve, and so far, no suspect information to share. We found out about the first one around 11 last night. It happened on Meade Street, northwest of where Federal meets Alameda. Police found a woman stabbed there. Denver police told us about the other 2 in the 5 Points neighborhood about 2 hours later. One at 29th and Arapahoe, the other about a mile south at Glen Armand Park. Police found 1 victim at each location. Right now, we're trying to find out more about those victims and their conditions. We're also trying to get more information from Denver police about these cases. Also new this morning, a call for help as Westminster police look for a guy they say is involved in more than a dozen cases of shoplifting. We found these pictures of the guy on the department's social media. The department says each case of shoplifting comes from the same Lowe's store off of Sheridan and 88th. In all, police say the suspect has taken nearly $16,000 worth of stuff. Police think the man is between 25 and 35 years old, about 5'9" with a medium build. Anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen.
Right now, a live look at the Capitol in Washington. Today, leaders and members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers say they plan to hold a news conference on Capitol Hill. The leader of the Proud Boys made the announcement on Steve Bannon's podcast, saying they'll talk about their, quote, future plans. Leaders of both the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were convicted of seditious conspiracy for the roles they played in the January 6th Capitol riot. They were handed some of the longest prison sentences connected to them, but all were commuted by President Trump after he took office.
Well, big news. You can now file your state tax return. Well, some of you. Steve on your side has learned the state of Colorado started accepting some tax returns this morning. The Colorado Department of Revenue told consumer investigator Steve Steger they started processing returns filed by third-party tax services like TurboTax and H&R Block this morning. The department's free online tax portal still is offline, but the department says it should be working in the coming days. Colorado had been one of the only states not accepting tax returns, confusing a lot of taxpayers. The department previously said tax returns would be accepted in early February. Well, that has come and gone. The department told Steve on your side a number of the changes to the tax code last year, including new tax credits, delayed updates to the state's tax computer. That in turn delayed the acceptance of those returns.